First. Yeah, you can start from here.
Okay. Now coming with the contents, what I am dealing with today is the project management, construction management, sequence in construction, contract, tender and bidding, quality surveying and estimation, material management, safety management, quality management, and various formwork system, and ending with the conclusion. See, this is a brief introduction about the internship company, that is Prajna CMTI, Construction Management Training Institute. It is a bridging institute which focuses on the development of the young civil engineers on practical aspects and latest advanced technologies in construction sector. In this presentation, I'm going to deal about the various things which I've been learning from the past 30 days during an internship program from the Prajna CMTI. Now, the first topic I'm dealing with is project management. Basically, what is a project? A project is a temporary effort undertaken to create a unique product, and whereas a management is the art of getting things done through the people. And combining, we can say it as the discipline of initiating, planning, executing, controlling, and closing of the work to achieve a specific goal is project management. And I've just mentioned the stages of the project management in the graph system. Here, the major stages are defining, planning, executing, and closing. In the defining stage is the beginning of the project, where we set the goals, specifications, tasks, and responsibilities, and the time is consumed less, and the level of the effort is also less when compared to other stages. And coming to the planning stage, here we deal with the schedules, budgets, resource, risk, and staffing. And here the time allocation will be more when compared to the defining, and the level of the effort will be also more. And similarly, execution is the major part of the project. Here we execute the building work and many more things, and the level effort is also more, and the time required is also more. And coming with to the closing, after all the stages, dealing with the legal works and handing over to the customers or the claims comes under this section. Now, moving on with construction management. Construction management is the managing of various construction projects with a variety of available resources. In this construction management, a person named as manager or a construction manager plays a specific role. He is required to supervise and direct various operations within a project. So, seeing with the role of a manager, the role of a manager is develop a project plan, provide regular updates to upper management, establish a project schedule, determine the methodology, manage deliverables, and lead and manage the project team. This project manager or the construction manager is a key person in a project, because he will be handling everything, most of the work that are dealt with the projects. Now I'm moving on with the sequence of construction. The first work we have to do as we got a project is go to the site and take a look at it, and clear and leveling of the site, foundation work, column work, reinforcement, backfill to excavated pits, plinth beam work, raising of column and formwork, and reinforcement of roof and slab, installation of electrical conducts and concrete of beam and slab, masonry from floor to sea level, marking for doors and windows, lintel works, masonry above the lintel and roof work, execution of electrical and plumbing work, and plastering works, and checklist and handovering. These are the minimum sequence of construction what have to be followed. In detail, there are many more, but this is just a gist of it. Sir, hello.
Proceed. I am watching.
Okay, sir. Now moving on with the contract, tender, and bidding process. Basically, these are the legal aspects of the project, or these works are done under a roof. And what is a tender? Coming with the tender, a tender is a submission made by a contractor in response to an invitation to tender. It makes an offer for the supply of goods or services. And coming with the bid, a bid is an offer to pay a particular amount of money for something that is being sold. After this tender and bidding process, there comes the contract, which plays a major role in the project, because without contract, there will be more legal issues. A contract is a written or spoken agreement, especially one concerning employment, sales, or tenancy, that is intended to be enforceable by law. And there is a small pictorial representation of the tender process, basically of the pre-tender, tender, evaluation, and award and contract. Here, EOI means the expression of interest. Whenever the tender is called out or the pre-tender is called out, we have to submit a EOI. That means expression of interest or a business expression. If we are working for a company, or individual means we have to submit our individual expression of interest. And later on, there will be call for the tender and tender opening, and there are several processes. Nowadays, there is no manual work. It's all becoming software. There are many e-softwares like Coupa software and many more, which we have to learn for this tendering process. Now, coming with the quantity surveying and estimation. Quantity surveying is the estimating of various amount of materials, labor required, and the cost of all these activities. Estimating is the technique of calculating or computing the various quantities and costs that are needed during a project work. Estimation is also a major portion in the project work, because estimation is there are basically two types. One is rough and detailed estimation. Rough estimation means it's done before the construction or the detailed structural drawings. It's just in rough estimation there are mainly three types: unit cost method, plinth area method, cubical contents method. Unit cost method is nothing but the estimating based on the previous experience. Like if you have built a G+8 building in your previous project, and our current project is G+10, we can estimate roughly. There must not be a very accurate estimation, but a rough estimation can be done. While in plinth area method, this is used for the residential projects, and it's calculated by the plinth area or the outer dimension of the building. Coming to the cubical contents method, it's normally used for multi-storied building, and it's more accurate than plinth and unit cost method. Here, the cost is calculated on the volume of the building, and it's nothing but the volume of the building into the rate or unit volume gives us the cost of building. Coming to the detailed estimation, here this type of estimation is calculated carefully with the detailed drawing or the detailed structural drawing, because it must be submitted for the approval to the higher authorities. So errors must be very minimum. Normally errors must not be there at all. If happens, it must be only light. Okay, here in detail there are two types: center to center line method and long wall or short wall method. In center to center line method, this is suitable for basically rectangular, polygonal, circular buildings with no interior cross walls. Here the center line length is multiplied by breadth and depth to get the total output. Coming to the long wall and short wall method, here the wall along the length of the room is considered as the long wall, and perpendicular wall is considered as the short wall, and estimation is done. And dealing with the advantages of the estimation. Estimate gives an idea of the cost of the work, and hence its feasibility can be determined, whether the project could be taken up within funds available or not. Estimate gives an idea of time required for completion of the work. Estimate is required to invite the tenders and quotations and to arrange contract. Estimate is also required to control the expenditure during execution of work. And the estimate decides whether the proposed plan matches the funds available or not. Now, dealing with the material management. It is also a major role in the project, because the contractor normally gains money in this material management only. Rather than other work, he gains money in material management only. A material management is a specific technique concerned with planning, organizing, and control of flow of materials from their purchase to destination. The aim of the material management are to get the right quality of materials, right quantity of supply of materials at the right time, at the right place, for the right cost. And here's the pictorial representation of a cycle of a material management process, starting with the quotation or the estimation, quotation, contracting, inspection, delivery, pronouncement, storage, consumption, waste and recycling. And this cycle will be interrelated process. Now moving on with the safety management. A safety management is the process of identifying the physical and health hazards that could harm workers and prepare strategies and steps taken when an accident occurs. Basically, there are several steps to prevent accidents in the workplace. We have to be very careful because this may lead, if accident occurs, then the project may stop or legal issues may occur. So we have to be very careful while dealing with this. So safety management is an important factor. The measures are always be alert, and we must not rush to our work where required safety. Pay attention to and follow emergency drill or PEP talk. Check whether the shuttering work is correctly done and is strong enough. Don't neglect any electrical wire issues which may cause a short circuit or other accidents. Always check whether the equipment before operating. Use proper lifting techniques. And these are some of the safety equipments we have to use in the construction sector. First one is the personal protective equipment or the PPE, and following with the safety nets. In safety nets, there are two main horizontal and vertical nets. In PPE, these are in pictorial representation. I have shown the elements involved in the PPE that will go on with the helmet, headphone, goggles, mask, gloves, coverall, and pair of shoes. And in horizontal net is nothing but it is the installed below the eye level work to arrest the fall of the person. And vertical net is installed perpendicular to the workplace so as to avoid fall of the person. And the procedure to follow when an accident occurs on the site, because 100% assurance of we can't give in site. If some accident occurs, these are the following procedures we have to follow. Check whether there is no immediate risk or danger. Provide an immediate first aid treatment on the site. Ensure that the colleague receives the appropriate medical assistance as necessary in further hospitals. Report to a manager or supervisor, and we must report it to the company's log or enter to the company's log, because there is nothing precious than life. So everyone must follow the safety rules so as to so as to avoid technical or legal issues or to avoid life loss. Now, moving on with the quality management. It is the act of overseeing all the activities and tasks uh, needed to maintain a desired level of excellence. Quality control, an aggregate of activities designed to ensure adequate quality insight like inspection, testing, and documentation are part of quality control. Quality assurance, every material should be assured to the desired quality. It is a program for this systematic monitoring and evaluation of various aspects of a project, service, or facility to ensure that the standards of quality are being met. Whereas, what is quality management system? It's nothing but the people and the process that are in a place to ensure construction meets quality requirements. There are several tests that we are conduct during the when the material arrives or before the concreting work or during other works. Okay, now the various materials to be checked with the quality are cement. In cement, we do the color test, presence of lumps, float test, setting test, strength test, temperature test. There are many lab tests and also the on test which are conducted on the cement. Similarly, on bricks, there are absorption test, crushing strength test, hardness test, shape and size test, color test, strength test, sound test, setting test, etc. And reinforcement bar and sand also have some of the tests which can be conducted on site. And if laboratories are present, it can be also conducted. Laboratory tests are also there to be conducted. Now, dealing with the various formwork system. A formwork is a mold, including all supporting structures used to shape and support the concrete until it attains sufficient strength to carry its own weight. Normally, formwork it should be capable of carrying all imposed dead and live loads apart from its own weight. Formwork is commonly made up of steel and timber. And, generally, in olden days, timber formwork was used more, but its life is very less. So the steel formwork are getting used nowadays. Steel formwork, this consists of panels fabricated out of thin steel plates stiffened along the edges by small steel angles. Whereas the timber work is one of the mostly used in construction industry, fabricated on site using the timber. Now, the following requirements should be satisfied for the good formwork. Formwork should be strong enough to withstand dead and live loads, capable of retaining its shape by being effectively propped and braced horizontally and vertically. Material used to be suitable for reuse, should be set accurately to the desired line. It must be as lightweight as possible. And the three stages in the formwork process is assembly and erection, concrete and placementing, stripping and dismantling. Dealing with, I'm moving on to the conclusion. Uh, Prayojana Construction Management Training Institute organized a 30 days internship program, which helped me to gain more knowledge on the various factors of the construction sector or project management or the construction management. And the teachers who trained us were very well experienced, and they spent a lot of time in training us. And it was more interactive class rather than a lecture delivery. It was more friendly class, so we can discuss our doubts, so we can freely ask our doubts. So I'm also thankful to my college Institute of Technology and Professor Kiran, who collaborated me with this Prajana Construction Management Training Institute. And I'm also thankful to Ashok sir and Sri Raman sir for giving an opportunity to undergo an internship under their guidance. And I'm thankful to everyone, sir. Thank you, sir.
Very good, Srinivas. And you touched upon the contracts management, and these are the important things which in the civil engineering, the 4-year degree misses, but it is required really at the projects. I am happy to see that contract management, lot of new, which are the things which is not included in the syllabus, but you learned very well within the given time.
Yes. Yes, sir.